Okay, we'll call to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the roll call. Kristen Shorey.
Here.
Haley Keiser.
Here.
Chris McLaughlin. Here. Stephanie Euler.
Here.
Debbie Wallace.
Here.
Shannon Knowles.
Here.
Grace Kelly. Okay, it takes us to item 2, agenda adjustments.
Yeah.
Agenda adjustments.
Yes, so to scratch number 4, proclamations and presentations, and to add under item 4, executive session for legal counsel.
Under. Say that again like that.
Okay, so it'll be item 3, and it will be a second executive session for legal counsel.
Okay. And what are we doing with item 4?
We are eliminating B on item 4.
Does that meet the qualifications for executive session?
Yes, it does.
Then why did we do it that way? Didn't we vote on that?
Okay. So that will take us to item 3, executive session. Can I get a motion?
Motion to enter executive session.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay. It's unanimous.
So we will have you can wait outside and or in the cafeteria. So feel free to mill about. And you're going to have to take that camera outside during executive session. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Could I get a motion? Yep.
Motion to approve the negotiated agreement between the Hermon School Committee and the Hermon Support Personnel for September 1st, 2022 through August 30th, 2025.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Can I get a motion to enter executive session?
Again?
Motion to enter executive session.
Do we need the MRS?
That was the introduction.
4 or 5, discussion of legal counsel.
The MRSA 405 discussion of legal counsel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Motion to enter executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 405-60.
Do you have that policy handy so I can review it? The things that qualify it to go into executive session? Because I don't see why, hearing from the attorney, why that needs to be an executive session. So do you have that policy?
I don't have it on me, no.
The internet's awful, or I would look it up on my phone.
The D is the support personnel. But that's the labor contract negotiations. MRSA 405.
Yeah, I do not know the letter.
405 legal counsel. Can I get a motion?
Motion to enter executive session.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries.
think that's it. I think you're out of order.
Hey bud, how you doing? Doing good. Got an athletic meeting tonight? Got an athletic meeting?
So they just skipped your agenda items. This was supposed to be on number 4, they're doing it.
No, because that was their presentation. That's what I thought.
Are you ready? This is one of the books. One of the pages of the book. Yeah.
What picture did you show us?
Can I grab this for you?
I think that's illegal for you.
So just-
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, that was an easy.
Can you just set in my bag in there?
What are you going into?
I don't want to. Tommy's on the car. Is he really? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's on the cruiser. I'll check. Oh, yeah. Sir,
Can you get any public comment at all? No. Nope.
But it might not be on because it's summer.
Okay, that takes us to item 4, proclamations and presentations, public comments. Thank you all for attending tonight's meeting. We're about to convene in the public comment period of our meeting. While state law in Maine requires a public comment item on agendas of a full meeting in the school committee, we also believe it is crucial for us to hear from our community members about their concerns and issues, and so we're pleased to have this as an agenda item. Having said that, please note that the committee is here to listen. The public comment period is not designed to be a discussion. Accordingly, please do not expect the committee to respond to your concerns and questions tonight. This is because we take your concerns and questions seriously and want to have sufficient time to process and research these issues if need be. At the outset, we ask that speakers identify themselves by name and town of residence. I also want to point out that under state and federal privacy laws, we are unable to entertain any comments or questions about school personnel or specific roles. Please know, however, that we take personnel concerns very seriously. On these matters, we would ask you to go through the appropriate administrative channels, and please respect that. The committee will now entertain public comments from community members. Each individual speaker is allotted 3 minutes. And first, we have Sean McBriarty. If you guys, public speakers, just want to stand up, so we don't have a podium today.
I stand over here this time.
Sure.
All right, Sean McBriarty, Hermon, Maine. Instead of dropping the frivolous lawsuit against me, you've doubled down, and I'd estimate at this point you've already spent $22,248 without adding in payroll on defending 9th grade English teacher Mallory Cook from a school policy of hazing.
You can't identify this by name.
Actually, it's interesting, the Supreme Court, Gilbert versus Arizona states there's no restrictions in content and speech, so we can add that to the
name
list.
the person.
Huh?
You cannot call it an employee.
That's not true. If you only have $5,000 of legal budget for the entire fiscal 22-23 year, and now you may have already cost the town's insurance company hundreds of thousands of dollars. Along with now having to rob budgeted money from other areas such as education where Hermon kids are already failing. 79% of Hermon 5th graders were below or well below the state guidelines in math, where Micah Grant was principal. You caused your own harm by your school board's lack of action on the topic of hypersexualization of Hermon students and improving the very basics of education. It's not bullying or hazing or stalking or harassing. I'm reporting my opinion based on research, diligence, and facts. That's what the First Amendment allows me to do. Your frivolous lawsuit also appears as conspiring against me with RSU 22, the MEA Maine Teachers Union, and MSCD 51. That's the real issue here. A teacher's using her prior leverage as an MEA board member and current equity resource and asked to use taxpayer funds to sue me because why would she want to use her own money to lose a defamation case when she can spend taxpayer money? It's unfortunate that based on a number of policies this person's already broken and dollars spent, it may just be cheaper on taxpayers to just find another teacher. especially given the fact that 42% of Hermon High School students are below or well below the state guidelines in English. But on whose authority are you suing? Is it you, Chairman Jesse Keith, who was part of the discussion with lawyers on April 13th? Is it Micah Grant, the superintendent? Neither of you have authority without public vote from the school board, which never happened. Your involvement invalidates your oath of office under God to protect the Constitution and your job to provide Superintendent Micah Grant direction. At the 5/2/22 Hermon School Board meeting, just prior to me being served the lawsuit, you entered an executive session to talk about it and then took no public action on it. Thus, the entire lawsuit appears to be invalidated. An ordinance, order, rule, resolution, regulation, contract, appointment, or other official action may not be finally approved in an executive session. So finally, here are a number of the affidavits signed by the teacher in question. I'll pass them out to the crowd. And again, very interesting that she claims that the emotional toll that I've allegedly inflicted upon her will cause her to seek counseling on a regular and foreseeable future. So the court of opinion has already spoken. If you wish to have the town of Hermon have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars on this frivolous lawsuit, that's entirely up to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Regina Leonard.
Can we understand?
Yeah, whatever you're coming.
Regina Leonard, Hermon. So I've been looking into a lot of policy and becoming more informed, and I know that we've had to present you, Jesse, with policy to allow people to speak on new business items. In my research, I found the 2021-22 Hermon School Committee goals, and I want to read one to you. It's the third one down, right on your website, and it is to promote positive and trusting relationships with all stakeholders through honesty and transparency, where people come first. I'm going to read it again. Promote positive and trusting relationships with all stakeholders through honesty and transparency, where people come first. I'm a stakeholder. Everyone in this room is a stakeholder. Everyone in the town of Hermon is a stakeholder. So that's something you guys put out there. It's time for you to follow it. You're not being transparent. You're not being honest. You may think you are, but you're not, and that's why we're standing up, and that's why we're asking questions. I sent you FOA requests that have not been responded to with all of information requested. Example, my recent request on 8/1, I asked for detailed monthly legal invoices with a breakdown by hour and dollars for all Hermon School Department legal expense line items. That's not what you sent me. I've just sent you another one on 8/12, and I'm asking you to send it back to me as it was requested. I've noticed your meeting minutes don't include everything. Why are you not including who spoke and what they spoke about? The town council minutes provide this information to the public, and since some people are not able to be here and we have yet to have an actual recording of this to share at a future event, this would be another way for you to be transparent. If you're being honest and you're being transparent, let's put it all on the table, show us. Your actions so far have proved otherwise, which is why myself and many others not in this room are starting to notice and ask you questions. Being honest, doing the right thing is not hard. It's just not. Lastly, I want to know why you're suing a taxpayer and citizen. When did you vote on this as a committee to do this, and who was the one that presented this? This message is sending to the rest of the town of Hermon to sit down and be quiet, because they're scared you'll do it to them too. We have every right to question you. In fact, it's a constitutional right to do so. It's wrong. If this was not in fact voted on by you, the school committee, you need to dismiss this lawsuit. Thank you.
Thank you. That takes us to adjournment. Can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. You have a good evening.
These guys continue to serve.